Hey, Rick Hustich here. On my channel, we'll discuss fly fishing tips, techniques, and some fun adventures, so stay tuned. Today we're going to go over my formula for a musky fly fishing leader. It's a very simple approach, very simple formula. I like to keep most of my rigging when I'm fly fishing simple, and this certainly meets that objective. I'm going to start with 30 or 40 pound fluorocarbon. I like 30. I haven't had any issues, even on big fish with 30 pound. But if you feel more comfortable with 40, that's a good option as well. Going to attach the fluorocarbon to the fly line using an Albright knot, 10 turn Albright knot. If I have a manufactured loop already on the fly line, I can just use that loop, to construct the knot as part of the knot construction. If you do have a loop, it certainly helps keep the profile nice and low. And that's, to me, the key part of this knot. This knot's going to be going in and out of the tip top, in and out of the guides, every cast after you perform your figure eight. Every retrieve, you're going to bring it in for your figure eight, and then it has to go back out. So you want this to be low profile and not hang up on any of the guides. So the other thing that I do with that is to make sure that I trim the tag end of the fluorocarbon down tight, use a little bit of super glue to make sure it doesn't slip. I also move the wraps of the Albright knot down about as far as I can on that loop, and that helps to condense that loop, and again goes towards creating a lower profile. If you don't have a manufactured loop, either the line doesn't come with one, or you've customized your tip, to meet the rod. In that situation, you're also going to have a tag end on the fly line, because you're going to loop over the fly line, and there will be a tag end there. What I do there is I cut that tag end on an angle, use a heavy tying thread to lash that down and make sure that there's no tag end showing. So that, again, that makes a nice smooth, smooth entry in and out of the tip of the rod. And then I also cover that with some UV knot glue just to smooth that out and make that so it slides in and out as well as possible. So again, Albright knot, 10 turn, keep it as low a profile as possible, keeping the tag end on the fluorocarbon trimmed tight, tag end on the fly line if you're using creating your own loop there. Get that down, tied off with tying thread, covered with glue. Try to get your wraps as close to the end of that loop as possible. Try to condense it down. All those are key steps to keeping that a low profile. My fluorocarbon then will be anywhere from say 3 to about 7 feet in length, all depending on water clarity. The clearer the water, the more distance I like between the fly and the fly line. So clearer the water, I go to longer lead there on the fluorocarbon. The next knot then is to my bite guard. So it's just a straight piece of fluorocarbon to the bite guard. And I usually use about 18 inches of bite guard, 26 to 40 pound, 7 strand nylon coated wire. So it's flexible, you can tie with it. The knot that I use very simple knot, but the knot that I use from the fluorocarbon to the bite guard is just a double surgeon's knot. And the key with that knot is just making sure that it tightens down smoothly and evenly, and then just tighten it slowly, lubricate the knot, kind of just bring everything into its seated position in a very slow, direct method. Give the main lines a good pull. Also use some pliers to pull on the tag ends before you trim them, but just really make sure that's all in there tight seated. That is the one downside of this knot. It's fairly strong. One downside of it is it can kind of back itself out if it's not tight and seated right in there. To the fly, what I have been using the last few years is just a fast hatch clip. And the advantage of the clip is that it allows me, so I can use the clip to change when I go for fly changes. Very simple on and off. And the advantage of that is I'm able to keep my bite guard at a consistent length, because I kind of like that when I'm stripping in, retrieving in, to kind of set up my figure eight at the same point, same distance every time. So that if I make a fly change, I'm not shortening up my bite guard every time I make the change. So what I do is use these fast hatch clips. So you can also use a snap. That's what I've used for years as well. And to attach to that, I just go with a 3 or 4 turn improved clinch knot to the fast hatch clip. And that just what I try to do with that though is make sure that when I tighten that down, I'm using my thumb to kind of move that knot into place. Again, lubricate it, move it into place with your thumb, so that you don't kink up the wire when you're creating the knot. You can also, if you're think it's stealthier, and there's times where in clear water I feel like it is stealthier to eliminate the snap or the fast hatch clip, I'll go directly to the fly with a loop knot, not like the lefties non-slip loop knot. I think that works really well. It allows that fly to continue to move in the water, and it's a very secure knot, something you can tie pretty easily with this with the flexible wire as well. So that's it. I mean, it's a pretty simple process. I like to keep it straightforward. It's been very effective for me the last couple of years, and our last really 5, 6, 7 years I've been using this formula, it's treated me well. So for more content like this, check out my book, Fly Fishing or Hunting Musky with a Fly, and also check out my masterclass on anchoredoutdoors.com. Feel free to message me on Instagram or Facebook if you have any questions.